Dorian, the kind of defense that you guys play really requires a lot of effort and communication and all that. Where do you feel like you need to get to as a group to get back to that level?
We just got to put a 48-minute game together. That third quarter was tough. We let our offense mess up with our defensive energy, and it was just tough to fight back.
Do you get the sense of like the NBA, there are the ebbs and flows to it, but obviously playoffs are coming up soon. Do you feel like you guys do have enough time to get back to that level?
For sure. We needed the adversity, especially being a new team. We get to learn a lot about each other. During tough times, you usually don't see things when you're winning. So we got the chance to grow, and we're gonna use this opportunity to grow.
Is there one area of the game tonight that you're like, if we clean this up, we'll give ourselves a better chance in Indiana?
For sure. Just got to rotate a little quicker and box out. But I feel like that third quarter, we let our offense mess with our defensive energy.
We've talked with JJ. He's talking about over the past couple of weeks some of the bad habits developed defensively. With only 11 games left, I guess is there confidence you guys can get back to that level because you have reference points of what it looked like at a higher level defensively?
For sure. We told on ourselves. We showed we can do it. So, it's up to us. We got to hold each other accountable and do it. We're asking to help each other, sit in gaps, and that required a lot of effort and energy, and we got to put a 48-minute game together.
Austin, what are the things that you think you guys need to do or execute defensively the way that you were, a couple weeks ago to get back to that level?
Just, paying attention to the details, competing every single possession, and just, guarding your yard. We have to do it as a collective group every single possession, we got to have 5 guys on a string.
Chicago and Orlando both played well, played hard, so they've been good tests in that sense. Were there similarities between the two games you felt like on that end of the floor, and are there any kind of specifics you can refer to?
They both shot the ball well from 3. We gave up too many points through 3 quarters. Fourth quarter was a little better, but still not to the standard that we want. So we got to get back to guarding, like I said, with 5 guys and everybody being, connected on a string. And if anybody gets beat, low man's got to be there. The X has got to be ready. So,
How hard has been the chemistry of the team? Guys coming out, coming in to develop that chemistry so far?
That happens throughout the course of a year multiple times. So I don't think that, that's the problem. We're happy to, get everybody back healthy and like I said, have everybody on the court. We just got to, be better than we have been the last 2 nights.
I think JJ told us pregame that Nate said in coaches meeting, it's like a good defense, a good team defense is a talking team defense. As you guys have tried to kind of recapture the things you were doing well on that side of the ball, how do you feel the level of talk has been? Is that has been good enough?
In spurts, I think it has been, but that's not good enough. If you get what I'm saying, you can't be, when you're getting stops, you can't just be talking. Like, if they score a couple possessions, it's okay. Like, they're going to score. You got to continue to do that even when you go a couple possessions without getting a stop. You got to be consistent on that end. I thought we started off the game tonight with, a lot of communication. And then when they go on a little bit of a run, I think we kind of get quiet a little bit. We can't do that. You got to continue to, figure things out through the flow of the game and not just, talk when things are going good.
One of the things that was, I think, a defining characteristic of you guys during that 30-game or so stretch where you're one of the best defenses in the league is that, like, if something did go wrong, like, you guys had a really quick sort of next play mentality. Like, if you were going to let a guy seed a shot or something like that and he made it, it was like, oh, well, like, let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, you can't. Like I said, there's not many NBA basketball players in the world, so the guys that are in the league are good players, and if they make a shot, regardless of what percentage they're shooting from the field at the time, if they're going through a shooting slump, not. I would say 98% of the league can make a three in a game. So you can't just, the world's, burning just because, something that you don't think is going to happens. You got to continue to, stay, the course, pay attention to the details, and continue to compete. We got to get our compete level back to what it was.
Last two.
How do you think the execution was against Franz Wagner overall? JJ mentioned to us that he obviously pointed out how well he played against you guys the first time around, and it seemed like he would kind of close the door on you guys after you cut it to 7 in the fourth.
Yeah, he's a really good player, and he made a couple tough shots. But, I'm sure if we go back and watch the film, there's things we could have done to, kind of, cool that down a little bit. But like I said, he's a really good player that made a couple, really tough shots in those situations, and we just got to be better.
What did you see offensively?
Last question.
Offensively in the third quarter.
I'll have to watch the film on that. I think when we score 18 points, that's not good enough in today's NBA. We got to figure out how to be better. Especially against a switching group. We got to continue to play with the pass and make defenses play what you call in the blender. Get downhill, get a guy to help, swing, attack the closeout. And we didn't do that, in that third quarter. Appreciate you.
Where do you feel like the difference kind of between that rhythm you guys had been in and the defense and from these last two games, and where do you feel like you have to, as a team, what do you have to get back to it?
I think we just got to look back at the way we play on that 8-game winning streak. We're physical. We play hell of a defense. And I think we just got a little bit satisfied, so we can't afford that right now.
Did you feel like you were getting closer to that in the first half? JJ mentioned it. You build a 9-point lead until they have that good run to end the second quarter. Did you feel like there were elements of it tonight?
Yeah, I think we started the game that way, especially that first half. I think we were playing great defense. I think they made some tough shots in the first half. And the way we play first half, I think we got to play the whole game. The game of basketball is not just 24 minutes. It's got to be all 48.
Luka, Dorian told us postgame that he thought the third quarter offensive struggles that you had seeped into the defensive effort. Who's it incumbent upon when that happens? Who on the team should be speaking up or can recognize that and try to change that midstream versus have that happen the entire quarter?
I honestly think it should be not just one person. It should be everybody. Everybody should be able to. Obviously, not always going to be everybody, but I think me and Braun, I think we should be the guys, to do that, and that's on me. Obviously, I got to do better. I got to talk more, and I think I talked in first half, then just kind of voice down, and I shouldn't do that.
Luka, you referenced that 8-game winning streak. I think you guys are now 6-7 in March. Guys have been in and out of the lineup. Some have been hurt. Some have had, back-to-backs and schedule and all that stuff. What's just the overall rhythm of this month been like for this team? And what's it been like trying to fight through it, I guess?
Obviously it's hard, but we get paid to do that, so that shouldn't be an excuse. Everybody at some point has a tough schedule, so that shouldn't be an excuse, and we gotta look at how we're playing, and we just gotta be better. There's no other thing to say.
Luka, you referenced the 8-game winning streak. You guys have been playing. You guys played high level defense for 20, 25 games before you were here, including after you got major debut. Does the fact that you guys played at that level, play with that physicality, play with that attention to detail, give you confidence that you guys, I guess, can fast track things in these last 11 games to get back to where you guys want to be?
Yeah, we definitely need to get back. Like Jay just said, we told ourselves, we know we can do it, and we just gotta look back and maybe watch some film from those games, how we play. We're physical, we're flying around, and we told ourselves, and we know we can do it.
Luka, hemos visto un equipo de los Lakers cuando están en alta defensivamente con la energía, como en Denver, que ustedes no estaban jugando, y un juego como hoy, la energía bien baja. ¿A qué se debe? Es que los jugadores como tú y como LeBron han estado fuera, entrando, saliendo, e interrumpen un poco la química del equipo, ¿o a qué se debe?
No sé, la verdad, si los hubiera no hubiera pasado, pero sé que había gente que estaba jugando, gente que no. También es difícil, siempre hay alguien fuera, siempre hay alguien que no está, y entonces para construir esta química tenemos que estar todos, y ahora mismo estamos todos y no podemos permitir que pase eso.
Luka, as one of the veterans on this team, and one of the leaders on this team, how do you plan to motivate the team to bounce back after this loss?
Did you say vet?
Well, a
I'm the
leader.
vet.
As
I
one
like
of
it,
the
I like
leaders
it.
on this team, how do you
like it.
plan to, motivate the team to bounce back, especially with the playoffs approaching?
Yeah, first we gotta get into the playoffs. There's nothing guaranteed in this league, but I think I gotta talk more. Get everybody in position. Trying to be a good leader. I'm still new to the team, but getting more comfortable talking more and more. So we gotta talk more, and then the last thing, we gotta be more physical on both ends.
Luka, there's some really great duos in this league, yourself and LeBron. What makes Franz and Paolo so special, and what challenges do they pose for opposing defense?
I mean, they're both great players. That's the first thing that makes them special. They're young, and this team is built around them. And obviously, saw how they started this season. They had some bad luck with injuries, but this team is built around those two, and just trying to stop them is very hard. They can do a little bit of everything, and those two are special players in this league.
Thanks, Luka.
JJ, did you see any differences between kind of the defense that you played first half and you get to the 9-point lead before they make that run, and then the second half and just the shots Orlando was able to get?
Yeah, we had a really good intention to start the game. We tried to clean some things up in film today. We still got to clean some things up with some of our execution of coverages.
With LeBron and Rui coming back, ramping up, how much kind of grace are you allowing for the team to find a rhythm and all that versus what you're seeing defensively just not quite look the same?
Yeah, we're going through it a little bit, and we got to get back into the flow and the rhythm and those guys. I think it's not just them getting back into their flow, but it's the group and how the group functions.
JJ, I know you just mentioned the group, but on an individual level, when we talk about players getting into rhythm and shaking off the rust, I think mostly we talk about them on offense. LeBron had been such like an anchor for you guys defensively.
Yeah.
Is there rust on that side of the ball too?
Him?
Is it the same activity level, the same talk as he's tried to kind of get back?
Nobody was good against Chicago. He was much better tonight.
JJ, you spoke to us pregame about the success that Franz had against you guys in LA. When you guys cut it to 7 in the fourth, it was kind of Franz taking over a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Was that, obviously his talent, or was there anything defensively that you would have liked to see there?
Not letting him get to his right hand would be one. And I think overall, as the game wore on, we have a phrase, redding up or red up when we switch, and we were very much passive when we switched onto the ball. Banchero hit a 3 on that, and when you don't red up against a guy like Wagner, he's now got a step into your airspace with thrust and momentum, and he's hard to stop.
We've talked about you've talked about Grace, and you even talked about the bad defensive habits pregame that developed. Does it feel like there's enough time to make this, I guess, quick fixes, or does it feel like you can make quick references to when you guys were doing some of these things early in the season, so I guess turn it around quicker?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it'd be nice. We're going to hopefully get some court time in Indiana on Wednesday. I think there is time, but we've got to be very strategic about how we use that time outside of games.
Coach, we saw a different attitude defensively against Denver. What does it take for you to see your team going to that level of intensity?
I mean, it wasn't just against Denver. We had it for about 25 games. We can get back there. There's, I think a couple guys maybe from the schedule and being in and out of the lineup, and a couple guys being injured, I don't know. We look tired, and I don't know what contributes to that. That happens periodically throughout a season where the group gets tired. That's what it feels like right now. Again, we weren't able to sustain our level of intensity that we started the game with, and our guys, I thought, started out really well.
Hey, Coach, Dwight played here and went into the Orlando Magic Hall of Fame today. You played here. Dwight also won a world championship at Disney with the Lakers. Just talk a little bit about a guy going into the Orlando Magic Hall.
I gave the most beautiful soliloquy and monologue pregame. I can't remember what I said, but just refer to that quote.